Hi, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. So this is going to be a little bit different, I guess. People have sent through questions, so I'm going to answer them. Some of them I think are asking for advice, some of them are questions about me. For the questions about me, I've got wine. Drink responsibly. I'm not saying my advice is the best, and in fact I would probably say my advice is not great, seeing as I am single, living at home, and the only thing I'm expecting is a kitten. That being said, let's get into it and see what people have asked. I haven't really thought about my answers, I've just sort of skim read them. I'm hoping this will be the most kind of like natural responses that you're going to get from me. So, do you prefer your first date to be dinner/drinks or an activity, in brackets not sexual intercourse? So yeah, no sexual intercourse. I personally prefer to do like an activity. I don't mind going for dinner and drinks, but I sometimes feel like it's quite a bit of like pressure. I would definitely think drinks are better than dinner on a first date, and just like a chilled activity like going for a walk or something would be better. Ever dated someone else with IBD? Nope, I haven't. I would. At this point I'd take anyone. I'm joking, I wouldn't. No, I haven't dated someone else with IBD, but I would. We would just need to make sure that there was always a couple of toilets in the house. How can you tell the difference between a genuine interest and just some fuckboy dickhead? You can't. You really can't. There's no way to tell. You just have to hope for the best. What I would say is, at the moment, if he's not texted you during quarantine, probably isn't that interested. I would also say I learnt this lesson, I don't know, maybe like last year. I was dating a guy and he seemed really sweet, seemed really nice, all like there were quite positive signs, and the things he was saying to me were kind of really promising, and if you just listened to what he said, like I did, it all seemed like a really genuine interest. But we never went out anywhere sort of near him. We always went out places near me. Now, we didn't live like miles apart, but obviously it's unlikely he would see people he knew, the places that we went. And really thinking back now, I should have known that he was just a bit of a knob. How to know if someone likes you or is just using you? Kind of similar to the fuckboy dickhead one. You won't ever be able to tell for certain, I don't think. Like, people are really good at pretending to be something they're not. But it is things like, are they taking you out places where they would know people? Are they putting in the time and the effort? Are they still texting their ex? You know, what are they doing? Normally you'll get a gut feeling and you'll know if something is right or if it isn't. And typically you should just go with that gut feeling. Also, do not let that gut feeling destroy something that could be good, because a lot of times we've all been hurt and we think they're gonna hurt me, and we put up these barriers, and actually we might be missing out on someone really good because we are insecure. So don't let it get to that stage. And if there are sort of red flags, communicate with that person and just say, you know, I don't like that you're doing this and this. Why do you do that? If they then continue to do those things, they don't really care about you, so get rid. Apparently a first date should just be coffee and last only 30 minutes. What do you think? No. I don't. I think depending on the situation, a coffee date could be ideal. Like if you've met someone online, then going for like a coffee date would be better than going for like dinner or drinks. I don't think you should ever go, right, it's only going to be half an hour, because what if you are enjoying your time? Why do you want to kind of be like, no, I've got to go home now? I think you should enjoy your time with that person, not have too much of a time restraint on the date. Yeah, sometimes coffee would work. But if you know someone already and you're going on a date with them, then you can do whatever you two would want to do. If you meet online, should you speak on the phone first? I personally would. I would just want to make sure they were who they said they were. Obviously you can tell a bit more with like people being on Instagram, Facebook and things like that. I'm not on Tinder or anything, but I think if I was, I'd want to get to the stage where you exchange your phone number and then maybe have a phone call, yeah, before you meet up. How have you found dating with IBD? Is it difficult to date with Crohn's? So I've not really dated a lot, like a lot of different people since being diagnosed, but I wouldn't say I've found dating any more difficult. I would just say my priorities have changed. Stress is a massive trigger for IBD, or in my case anyway, it's a massive trigger. So I don't want like that stressful dating situation. And if someone starts sort of giving me a bit of drama, I'm not here for it. So I would say that's the only thing that's different. can't really be bothered with the drama. But I don't think it is difficult to date with Crohn's. It may be difficult when you're in a flare-up, if the person isn't very understanding, because you probably won't want to go out in the evening, you won't want to go out drinking, you won't want to go out for dinner. As long as you're dating the right person, it should not be difficult to date with Crohn's. If you are dating the wrong person, it might be a bit difficult, but then you know that they're wrong and then they can just go. I'm also very sort of upfront and open about my condition. I know a lot of people kind of shy away from it, and I could see why that would make dating difficult, because you are pretending to be someone that you are not. So just be honest if you have got IBD, or in any situation, just be honest when you're dating, and should work out. Or not, who knows. Any point online dating? I think there's loads of point online dating at the moment. It's great because you've got an excuse of not why you wouldn't want to meet just yet. I think so many people use online dating as like a quick hookup. So if you're actually wanting to date someone, this could be a great time to start online dating, because you've got 12 weeks to kind of, well, I've got 12 weeks of I have to stay indoors. So they will have to court me for 12 weeks, feeling like Rapunzel, you know? So yeah, I think there is point online dating at the moment, unless you are just wanting like a quick thing, and in which case you're not going to get a quick thing at the moment anyway. Worst date that you have been on? Guy told me to eat a salad once. That was pretty bad. I don't think I've really been on many sort of bad dates. Like I said, I haven't really done the whole online dating thing. Pretty much everyone that I have gone on a date with I've known or at least met. Oh, someone did take me on a bike ride once. That wasn't great. We went on like a 9-mile bike ride. He was a nice guy, but yeah, it was the day after I had my injection and I was tired, and I did not want to do a 9-mile bike ride. But I also didn't want to be like, oh no, I don't want to do a bike ride, and be like that girl. What has been your favourite date so far? I have actually had some really good dates. Shocking. The date I always think of as being like the best date I had, and I really hope this guy doesn't watch it because he was a bit of an arse. But the best like first date I had, we went to Thorpe Park, and literally I just had such a good day. I mean, I probably could have had a good day there on my own, but I just thought it was a really nice first date, and we kind of like chatted in the queues for the ride. Then obviously you have the ride, it makes you get a little bit closer. It was just a really good first date. And then another one, which was a really good date, but more so because it was unexpected. We were meant to go to a market, but then the guy had actually booked a restaurant. When he picked me up, he had some chocolates in the car for me as well. And that was really nice because it was like a surprise. I didn't really know that that's what we were doing. And that was a really nice date. That was a first date as well. Have you ever been in love? God, not going easy, are we? I'm gonna say yes, but I would hope that the next love I have is stronger and obviously lasts longer. Do you think dating is difficult in today's world? I do. I do think dating in today's world is difficult. I think people have such high expectations of people. It is really difficult because we're bombarded with like perfection images on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. We're bombarded with perfection, and we see other people's relationships and they pretend that their relationships are also perfect. If you don't online date or anything like that, it's quite hard to find someone to date. I think people have forgotten how to approach people in public as well. You kind of lose that initial spark. People just aren't really prepared for dating in real life. And also then if you are dating someone or you're speaking to someone and you see them liking loads of other girls' Instagram posts, oh, it's just a real put off. I don't know, it just makes you feel really crap about yourself if you're dating someone or you're speaking to someone and you know that they're speaking to loads of other people. Whereas back in the day when our grandparents were dating, they might have looked up another girl up and down, but you would never know, so it wouldn't have hurt you. So yeah, I do think it's difficult. Most embarrassing thing that's happened on a date? Something I've done that's embarrassing. I can't actually think of any. That's not to say I've not embarrassed myself, because I'm sure I have embarrassed myself many, many times, but I actually can't think of something embarrassing that has happened on a date at this present moment in time. I can think of embarrassing things the other person has done, but I can't think of anything I've done that's embarrassing. We've got screw the questions, let's go on a date. Ask me in, I don't know, like August time now. How many dates until you give them a piece of your candy? asking for a friend? It would depend. It depends on the person, depends on the situation, depends on your candy. Do you want them to eat your candy or not? I definitely would prefer to wait, because I think then you can tell if someone is genuine or not. People have a hard time keeping pretenses up for a long time. Anyone that you regret dating, PS, you're beautiful. Thank you. No, I'm gonna have to say no, because I don't think that you should regret anything in life, but there are definitely some questionable choices I've made when it comes to dating. And I'm not saying that from like a looks point of view at all. I'm saying from a personality point of view. I've dated some proper idiots, but I've learned some really good lessons, or I've tried to learn some really good lessons, and then sometimes I haven't actually learnt them and then I relearn them. Yeah, I don't really think you should ever regret dating anyone, because what's the point? What's the point in regretting it? You would have learnt something from it, and I'm sure there would have been good times. Even if it was a really like bad relationship, there would have been good times in it, so you can't regret it. Would you ever get back with an ex? I mean, never say never, but never. You can't ever say no, I would never ever do that, because you probably will. I think if you've broken up with someone, you've broken up with them for a reason, or if they've broken up with you, they've broken up with you for a reason. I think, yeah, there'd be too much to kind of sort out and work through. And if it didn't work the first time, unless the two of you have changed massively, it probably won't work again. So it's not really worth going through the heartache to just keep trying. Although I don't think you should get back with someone necessarily, I do think it is quite important to still kind of maintain a relationship with them. Especially if it's someone who was like quite long term. And I'm not saying like talk every day and become best friends, but definitely still be able to have a conversation and to look out for each other, I guess. How do you find dating if your body doesn't always agree with alcohol, or you prefer not to drink? Tell the person that you're not really a big fan of drinking, or you don't really drink that much, and they should then accommodate you. If they don't, they're probably not going to be the right person to date, so don't worry about it. Just sort of suggest day dates and things that aren't going to be drinking for the first couple of dates if you don't feel comfortable telling them that you don't want to drink yet. Do the coffee thing, meet up for a coffee, go for walks, go for breakfast, sort of things that aren't going to be drinking related, and then go from there. I mean, so many people actually don't drink these days, and it's not uncommon. Yeah, if your body doesn't agree with drinking, that's not something you can change, and that's not something you should change for someone else. If they don't understand, then you should not be dating them, so don't date them. What's your ideal date and your ideal man? So my ideal man, you can actually see me and my mum discussing if you go onto my mum tag, which I will link somewhere. And my ideal date, so I'd say this is my date that wouldn't be a first date, just my ideal date, would be something quite sort of personal to me or us, the other person, as a couple. If both of us like going for dinner, then a really nice dinner, or if we like doing something like fun and active, something fun and active. I think it's hard to just pinpoint what your ideal date would be without knowing who you're going on that date with. I love like theme parks and stuff, so I would love like a day date to a theme park. But if the person I'm dating hates theme parks, and that's going to be a really pants date, they're going to kick up a fuss the whole time. So I think that is pretty much it. Obviously some of the questions were very similar, so I've just kind of answered it once. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and let me know in the comments, and I can do more of this kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Send us DM. No, thank you. No. Haha. Views on me sucking your foot. It's odd. Cheers.